In today's Everyday AI tool, I want to talk to you about a truly useful Agentic AI tool. As a matter of fact, this is the first Agentic AI tool that I've used that I didn't have to put together on a third-party platform like Zapier or Make or N8N. I've tried Agentic AI in some other LLMs and they just didn't work for me until I discovered Claude. So let me show you what I've done. In fact, I'll show you the output before I show you how I created the input. This is my calendar, obviously, and you can see every single day it creates a daily intelligence brief. And in that task, it runs my daily intelligence brief and puts it into my Google Drive folder. Now, it does this all on its own without any input from me after having created and scheduled this task. So this is a list of what it's been doing since it's been doing it, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is today's daily intelligence brief. The first thing I wanted is an overview of news stories around topics that I'm interested in from various media outlets that I follow. So this is that, with clickable links that I can go in and read the full article. These are emails, important emails that I need to respond to since 6 o'clock the previous night when I shut down my laptop. And this is a list of all of the meetings on my calendar. But I wanted it to go further. I wanted it to give me some intelligence on the people that I'm meeting with. And this was very, very basic. I'm about to expand it because I wanted to test it out first. So these are the people that I'm meeting with, and this is a few dot points that it's gotten from, I don't know, LinkedIn and some other places probably, and a conversation tip. So what should we be talking about? So for this one, Justin saw me speak recently, and he's asking me about speaking to his networking group. So that's very, very helpful. Now, it saves me from going back and thinking about, okay, who's Justin? Why did he schedule the meeting? Let me look him up on LinkedIn. My daily intelligence brief has already done that. So pretty cool. And I'll show you how easy it was to set up. When you go into Claude, first of all, you've got 3 tabs. You've got the regular LLM chat, which you've seen 100 times on the LLMs that you work on, regardless of what it is. And then you've got Claude Code, which I'll be talking about in a few weeks' time, and Claude Cowork. This is where I started setting up the daily intelligence brief. So my very first prompt was using Intelligence Scout in my Agent Playbook. That is a a Word doc that I gave it access to with 3 different prompts, one being Intelligence Scout. Intelligence Scout lays out the various topics that I'm interested in my daily news brief and the media platforms that I wanted to search. So give me a daily brief using the news of the day per Intelligence Scout, and then a summary of my emails. It's connected to my Gmail account, and my daily calendar. It's connected to my Gmail calendar, and research on the people that I'm meeting with. Now, that's all I told it. So I didn't tell it how much research. I didn't tell it where to search. It thought about it. It went back and forth. It gave me some suggestions, and then it gave me the daily brief, which was a day behind. It thinks I'm in the States for some reason. So I said, nope, that's from yesterday, due today. And it did that day and has done it correctly ever since. So it started off with just this really, really simple prompt. There's a more complex prompt in the Agent's Playbook, which it referenced. That's all it took. Let me show you another example of this. This is my partner. My partner has his own firm. He does operational risk management, and he was interested in getting a daily brief on any new contract roles that might come up and that he could apply to. Now, what's interesting about this is that he knew of several different sites, and so we went into Claude Chat and said, these are the sites that David is searching now. Which other sites would you recommend? And it came up with sites that neither he nor I had ever heard of. So every single morning, starting with yesterday, and then today it's now running. Every single morning, it is running this prompt that is put into the instructions. How did we create this prompt? I created it with something that I call the meta prompt, which I'll show you in next week's video. So stay tuned for that. But now every single day at 6:05, 5:05 our time, it runs this. But yesterday's daily brief for him, or yesterday's job search brief, was spot on with clickable links that he could go in, look at the job applications for, and then he can use Claude to put together a cover letter and do other things. As I said, I have been really testing this with more and more complex tasks where it has to go out to Google, it has to go out to my G Drive, my calendar, LinkedIn. It's been searching Notion for some things. That's where the Intelligence Scout is. So I keep pushing the boundaries, and it hasn't let me down yet. The other thing that I love about this is when I've used other agentic applications within other LLMs, they've always gotten confused. So it'll run a task for a while and then it'll just start wandering down another path, and who knows why. But this one is on task, on target, and very, very efficient. So give it a go, Claude Cowork.